Hey dudes!
Morning.
Welcome back to a new video.
In this video, we will share our house buying updates.
So it's been quite a while since we uploaded the last house hunt video where we went to middle of nowhere and found some sheds that pretended to be houses. So from since then, we have some updates and we wanted to talk about it.
At some point, we thought maybe our dream is over and maybe it's more difficult than we thought so. And it actually was more difficult than we thought so, since all the things that we will share in this video will explain in detail what went wrong and why we still don't have the house yet.
So for some of you who just started watching our videos, about a year ago I think, we decided that we want to move away from Malta and just buy our own house, a farmhouse, a countryside house, and come back living here in Latvia. And we decided on our budget, we decided how much we could save. And yeah, we came back here in December and started looking for houses. Over the last year, our budget, as we saw from all the houses in the market, we were setting about 10,000 euros for a farmhouse. It's going to be an abandoned farmhouse, not anything fancy, so we could definitely get it for that kind of price. We saw all sorts of different posts online. Everyone was selling off their old countryside houses for that kind of amount.
We did put in some fair share of personal research, and we checked the sites where they're selling the houses. We were sharing the links with each other quite frequently. When we were at work on a break, we would just go and check the sites, see what's on the market, and we found all these houses. They were from 6,000-7,000 to 10,000-13,000. I think we pretty much set the target on 10,000, but we went a little bit over to 13-15 still, just to see what we can get for those couple thousands added. And also we thought maybe if the house is good and the deal is good and maybe there's not that much of a demand, we could negotiate the price a little bit, so maybe we would be able to bring it down. So we still looked at those houses, and back in the summer, in this year when we were saving the money, there was quite a lot of offers every now and then. So they do refresh and add more offers and sell more properties each day. So there's a pretty big pool where to get the properties from. But then when we came here, it all kind of just went down the hill.
Yeah, actually, when you would send me houses that were 12, 13, I was skeptical, because I was we could definitely get it under 10. There's no reason to go over 10, because that's the top limit for us, because there's no need to buy a house for 13. We'll definitely get it something for 8, 9, max 10,000. And so yeah, then we came here in December, started looking for those houses, visited some of them in that price range, and then, well, for all sorts of reasons, every single person on Facebook also said that they want the same thing as we do, and from that all the prices started increasing like crazy.
I think everyone just kind of got sick of living in city. I don't know, maybe it's the phenomenon of when you're looking at something that just keeps popping up on you more frequently. But that was definitely the case with the other home buyers or couples that were looking to settle in the countryside and just start homesteading. And that was pretty much all we saw on Facebook. Everyone was posting the posts on, we're looking to buy a house in this area. It could be rural property, can be fixer-upper. We don't need to move in instantly. Just the price range similar to ours, obviously, because young people would not spend 100,000 on a farm. And so we felt there's a lot more demand, a lot more competition going on right now.
I think that was the problem as well, because a lot of people would say in those posts, yeah, we're willing to spend 30,000-40,000 on this farmhouse. Fuck knows where they got the money from, probably loans. But anyways, they started saying that this is the price that they're willing to pay, and the market reacted, and everyone was like, okay, your typical farmhouse, the one that I posted a month ago for 10,000 and no one bought it, now it's 45, and that almost ruined our dream.
And also on the selling site, we did not see any of those 10,000 or under 10,000 houses. In fact, now it's like just kind of ridiculous because now they're selling that house in the price range that we're looking for is either just land or just ruins. In best case, there's just like couple square meters of land. And also now the joke that we can share is that in 12,000 range, they are just selling a chimney. And it's not even funny at this point anymore because it just gets harder and harder to get something that we're looking for.
Yeah, the post online actually says like this is a... Yeah, the post online actually says a chimney for 12,000 euros. That's the best deal you can get for 12,000 now. And then we're playing the guess game right now and we're showing each other houses because we've seen, I don't know, more than a couple of hundred of them. And we're like, how much do you think this costs now? And we're like, well, no more than 20, right? And it's like, yeah, 87,000.
100,000
yeah.
for nothing.
Not even rural areas, it's like tiny small cities,
Villages.
Yeah, and they're just like not even nice houses. So we're also reading your comments and your suggestions. We appreciate them a lot, and some of you have mentioned either buying just the land and thinking what to do with that land, or maybe buy some of those modular houses that you just see a project and they bring it to you and you can either build it yourself or the contractors will build it to you. One of you said that we could just rent a farmhouse for a while or get a loan for a better house instead of buying an old crappy countryside house.
Yeah, so right now we have looked at the options on buying just the land. Like we shared in the last video where we were looking for the cheapest property in Latvia, where they only sold like ruins of some sort of a barn and a piece of land, just like not even a lot of land, just under one hectare of a land. Anyways, we were thinking maybe we could put some small house on it, like those modular houses, because they are not that expensive. It's like they start even from 2,000 to 3,000 upwards. But for us, it's also not that cheap or simple, because on that piece of land or on any piece of land that it's not been worked on, there's a lot of work to put in, because there wasn't even a water or any kind of like
any infrastructure at all. Yeah, you would have to start everything from scratch. Then there's a lot of legal work just to be allowed to
build something.
Yeah. Then obviously something like to rent a farmhouse is totally unsustainable, because it's gonna be far more expensive.
There's not even that much options here in Latvia. No one is really renting a house like that. There is no place on the market for
renting. Is something that we're trying to avoid, because we've been renting for so long, and it's just
that's pretty much the whole point of this. We wanted to buy a house so we would not need to rent anymore.
Yeah, because we want to invest in our own land, in our own house and everything like that. But if you're investing in someone else's land and someone else's house, and you're paying rent for it, and then you move out either by your choice or their choice, and then it just disappears and you start from scratch again. So that's something we're not really interested in. And then a suggestion to get a loan isn't also good for us, because this is also something we're trying to avoid. We're trying to get that countryside house to be self-sufficient and self-sustainable, to not be tied up with any loans. So that is still kind of our dream and idea of how we want to live. We have also mentioned in the other house hunt videos that we're looking into online auctions, and even those have become either rarer or even more expensive than before.
They have. Not only the price has gone up, also demand has increased. We have obviously looked at some of the properties and we have followed through the auction, and from our favorite ones, they start, let's say, from those same range, from 10,000, 20,000 range, and then they go up to 30 and 40,000. That's the range we can't even compete anymore. And so if they can get over auctioned on a price like that, we have no budget for that. So it's not really there.
Also, the listings are not as great anymore because they're usually now offering apartments now, a lot more apartments, or houses in the cities, which we're not interested in. And the whole process with online auctions is that it's kind of tricky because, first of all, each house or each post is listed for 1 month. So it's quite a long time to just concentrate on some properties.
It's putting all your eggs in one basket, really, because it's not only that the auction is for a month, you also have to apply before there is a time period in which you have to submit your application that you want to participate in the auction, and then you also have to pay the down payment for 10% of the property value, and that's going to be locked in, and you also have to pay the fee for your participation, which is not a lot, but still something to take in consideration. And yes, you basically are committed to that one property. Probably you can add more on, but you still have to keep in mind that you will have to pay that 10%. So if you're looking for the property that's 10,000 euros, that would be for a countryside house, the range, you would have to down pay 1,000 euros just for that one auction, and it's no guarantee.
And that way you can't apply for several different ones because you're gonna have your money spread out, and then you're not gonna be able to buy it if you win in case. And if there's no bids, then you're the only person who left the bid, then you're supposed to buy that house, and if you can't pay for it, no one's giving you the money back.
Deposit money,
yeah.
It's lost. If you put your deposit money down and you don't pay after for the property you win, it's lost. There's also one hidden underwater rock, if you can call it like that. You also don't know how many people are interested in the auction you are interested in, because there is no way of telling how many people have submitted the rights to auction anything at all.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't just place the bid, you can just apply for the auction and be silent until the very end and try to decide whether you're going to participate or not. So yeah, maybe there's going to be 10 people, maybe you're the only one.
And then obviously the sad part is that you have looked at the property, you have invested the time, you have applied for it, you've done the down payments, all the legal stuff that they require from you, and you put the bid on and you wait on your property, and then just one day someone else comes in and puts the bid a bit higher, and at that point you might think, well, maybe this property isn't worth like 15,000 or 16,000, whatever it is, the bid, because you still have to put more money on, and then the next person could put even more, and so the price can really fluctuate from that starting bid that you were very interested in and looking forward to something that is completely out of your reach.
If you place that bid and you're like, I really like this house, this is a nice deal, no one else is bidding, it looks good, and then you placed your 1,000 as your security deposit and you're waiting on it, and out of nowhere on the other side, the perfect deal appears for a great price, and you're like, I really want this new thing, but your money is locked on the other thing, at least that 1,000, so you're basically losing that 1,000 because you're not going to get it back. But despite of all these things that we just previously mentioned, we did look at these online auctions and found something that we are really interested in.
Okay, I guess this is the most important and also the more interesting part of this video, that we actually have found the house, like you say, and we have looked at all the information that we could gather about it, and we kind of liked it, and so we have decided to try to make that house a home.
Yeah, so we thought about it long and hard because it's quite a big decision, and yeah, we submitted our application to the online bidding auction and placed our bid.
We sure did. Since there is no telling of how many people have applied for the same auction, we're kind of in the middle of a little bit of anxiety and a little bit anticipation on this house. And now the time seems even longer. Like usually when you're not waiting on anything, it's different. But now that there's something that we are really interested in, the time goes really slow each day for the auction, and even to wait until the applications for the auction ends and then to see whether our bid by any chance gets overbid.
Yeah, we don't know how many people are there. Are we the only ones? What's happening? We're really interested in this house because it seems like everything that we're looking for. So yeah, now we're just waiting on this countdown and we want to share this experience with you guys. All right, so let's grab the computer and see how far we are and what's happening there. All right, dudes, so this is the auction page and we're both a bit stressed out because in a couple of seconds we find out if we're gonna get a house or not.